Right, let's have a look at state symbols. And these, as it kind of sounds in the name, are symbols related to the physical state of a substance. And we often need to state these when we're writing a chemical equation so that we have a little bit more detail about each of those substances. So what do we need to know about? Well, the first physical state we're interested in is something in a solid state. And if it is in a solid state, I use the symbol S in parentheses. We might also see substances in a liquid state, in which case I would need to put an L in brackets or parentheses after that substance. We could see something in a gaseous state, in which case we would need to put a G afterwards. And finally, we might consider substances in an aqueous state. That means that the substance has been dissolved in water, and to represent that as a symbol, we're going to use the two letters AQ. So as a quick run through of an example, let's imagine I had a pile of salt or sodium chloride in a little dish. Because it's in a solid state, I would write NaCl, which is the formula for sodium chloride, and an S in the brackets afterwards. Now if I were to heat my salt quite a bit, up to about 800 degrees, I would actually melt the salt and it would turn into a liquid. So at this point I could write NaCl with an L in brackets to identify that it is in a liquid state. If I continued to heat that strongly, which would be difficult in a lab, and I heat it up to about 1400 degrees, I would actually see my sodium chloride beginning to boil and turning into a gas. So at this point, the gaseous sodium chloride, represented by the arrows moving away from the liquid, I would have to write with a G in brackets. Final option, if I took my solid sodium chloride and dissolved it in water, so that I can no longer see the individual salt crystals because they've dissolved, I would have to write NaCl with AQ afterwards. And again, that AQ just simply means that my salt is dissolved in water. And that's pretty much it for state symbols. Hopefully this was of some help.